a beautiful thing. It grows to the quiver of a fife that sings. I can take it with the wave of my hand and place it upon my music stand. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing.
It's good to be here. Always good to, as everyone know, always good an opportunity for me to be able to speak and to share my thoughts regarding A Course in Miracle. As Reverend Tony hinted, earlier, he appreciated the fact that I was able to help out today, and that's what we do. We help family out when they need to, and that's one of the beauties of it. And the reason why is because I'm actually in Las Vegas for a softball tournament, so I'm actually but fortunately it worked out that I have time right now to be able to give the talk. So yeah, myself, Reverend Peter, and Ramon, we're all in Vegas for a tournament for this weekend. So, but I was still able to make time to be able to do this, which is great. And Spirit always works in mysterious ways to make sure it happens, and that's exactly what happened today. So I'm excited about that, and I'm also excited, just about the idea is just to talk on the weekend of Martin Luther King Jr. Regarding that aspect of it. As we are aware, this is considered a holiday weekend. For some of us, it's you get the opportunity to be able to take 3 days off, because of the holiday, because it became a legal holiday, many years ago, which is great. But as I was thinking about it, and as I was reading, up on his speech, I Have a Dream, and also listening to a video that actually we did at my job, it made me realize that, wow, what is it that I have regarding my dream? What type of dream that I do have? Something that what he did, and I felt really inspired to just take the moment and to reflect on study of being happy that I got an extra 3-day weekend, but to actually really take the moment and the time to really reflect on, okay, what does I have a dream mean for me? We all, some of us, probably all of us, have heard his incredible, wonderful, inspiring speech, which was absolutely just to this day still gives me chills, and that I'm just so grateful for regarding that aspect of it. But as I was looking at it and just reading it, again regarding that aspect of it, one of the things for me that really just stuck out for me, which took me by a little bit surprised, that it really was about us all coming together as one, and not seeing individuals as separate, because as we know, because of the skin of our color, at that time. And so then it made me think, okay, what is it for me? What is my purpose? What is it that I'm looking forward to in my life as it comes to I Have a Dream? And I'm fortunate enough that I'm involved with, one, the Community Miracle Center, and two is studying a spiritual practice, A Course in Miracle, that helps guides us and help us to be able to see that. And the thing that kept coming to my mind for me regarding my dream and what I want to see, continuing to in the present time and continuing to move, forward towards the future, is that, I have a dream of having a true sense of inclusiveness of everyone. True sense of inclusiveness of everyone. And that's what just kept coming up, for me in my mind, regarding that aspect of it. And then I, thought about all the great leaders we've had over our time, in the past, and even our, some current present leaders, regarding an aspect of it, which I appreciate everything that they have brought forward. But one of the things that I realized, that I recognize, and even in Dr. King's speech, is we have a tendency in this world, when we talk, we tend to use a lot of masculine language, which in my mind, that's not inclusive. That in my mind has been separate. That's not bringing us all as one. And as I mentioned, that's my my dream is that we figure a way of how to truly make things inclusive. And part of that is looking at the language that we use and how we go about and approach things. One of the things that I, appreciate here at the Community Miracle Center, I know we have several individuals who identify, as women who like to change the pronoun when they actually, do the reading of the course. And I think that's beautiful because they're doing it to resonate with them. But the thing that I really do appreciate actually is, when Reverend Deuce Idea does her opening prayer, and then when she ends, she says, people. She doesn't say men or women, people. And in my mind, that's where the inclusiveness comes in, because it's in all of us, each and every one of us as one. And the Course tells us this and reminds us, well, at least reminds me for sure, of this. The holy instant, your holy relationship, the Holy Spirit's teaching, and all the means by which salvation is accomplished would have no purpose, for they are all but aspects of the plan to change your dream of fear to happy dreams from which you waken easily to knowledge. For they are all but aspects of the plan to change your dreams of fear to happy dreams from which you waken easily to knowledge. And for me, this is an opportunity to really be able to change that, to take what our purpose is in this world, to be able to see things differently, to understand about equality versus equity. What does that play in this whole concept of my mind of inclusiveness? Because as we were, Dr. King was about equality for all of us, which is great, which is a wonderful thing. And that time period to stand up for something that he felt was right. Although it was focused on, as we know, on Black African Americans, but when we think about it, it's about all of us. Because in my mind, when we work on one particular thing or issue or race, that means that we're working on all of us. And that's where all the shift and inclusiveness start coming into play in my mind. And part of that is also recognizing that, yes, our dreams of having this oneness, our dream of having this inclusiveness, our dream of having this equality, it can be fear if we let it be. But yet we can let that go and see what it really, the purpose of it is. And the bottom line, in my mind, it comes down to the love that each and every one of us have in us and in this world that we are in. And we need to fight those fears, those dreams of fear, and change that and shift that to the happiness. And the happiness in my mind is the love that we forget that we have within ourselves and within others. Happy dreams comes true, not because they are dreams, but only because they are happy. And so they must be loving. Their message is, thy will be done, and not, I want it otherwise. Happy dreams comes true, not because they are dreams, but only because they are happy. And so this reminds me of the whole concept, as I mentioned, equality versus equity. Yes, equality is about getting to that happiness, because that's making sure that we all are treated equally. But I want to give you a scenario, and just think about this scenario as I talk about. It's regarding, equality versus equity. So imagine that we have three individuals, and these three individuals want to go and see whether it's a game, a concert, or whatever. And in order to be able to go to this game or this concert, whatever it is, it's standing alone, standing only. And so, in order to be able to see, in one of these scenarios, we gave each individuals 2 books to stand on. So that's so they can be able to, be able to see. And then in the second scenario, same 3 people, still going to a game or a concert, whatever. But yet in this one, instead of getting them each 2 exact, each one was given a different amount of books to stand on. So they will be able to, see whether it's the concert or the game. And so when we think about that, we have one where we're giving everyone the exact number, but then yet we have the other where we're giving them different numbers of books to stand on. You do not even realize you have accepted the Holy Spirit's purpose as your own, and you will merely bring unholy means to its accomplishment. The little faith is needed to change the purpose. Is all that's required to receive the means and use them. So when we think about that scenario and we think about that situation, when we give individuals each the same amount of book to stand on, that's been equal. That's what it's about, making sure that everyone has the equal things in their minds. Yet, when we give each individuals different amount of books, that is equitable. And the difference in my mind, where that comes from, is we are not aware of the differences that may exist in individuals, size-wise or whatever it is. So even though we gave them each the same amount, but they may not be able to see. Where when we're looking at equitable and giving everyone different amount of books, we're looking at them of what their needs are and making sure that everyone is actually truly equitable and inclusive to one. So yes, equality is good, but equitable is where the inclusiveness comes in, because we're looking at the big picture of making sure that everyone, every single being in this world is on the same level. And we do that by allowing ourselves to see and understand the whole purpose, and to recognize in this world, even though we see each other as one, this world still sees us as different, but we can see that differently. And that's part of my dream, is to bring this inclusiveness in every aspect of my life, so I'm able to help to see the importance of that and how beautiful it is when we're able to do that. I've been fortunate that I've had the opportunity to be able to do this in the work that I am doing right now, to understand inclusiveness. I have to, own the fact that there are times where the fears come in, but yet I have the Spirit to help guide me to give me that trust that that is my purpose. That right now, in this moment, in this life, which I can believe in myself, is my dream is to truly, truly embrace this concept of inclusiveness. And as I mentioned earlier regarding the language, there's individuals who prefer to be called they or them. And a lot of times people want to say, I don't want to do that. It's like, no, it's not about you. It is about us being inclusive and ensuring that everyone feel included. And I mean us, that mean me doing my own part regarding that aspect of it. It is no dream to love your brother as yourself, nor is your holy relationship a dream. All that remains of dreams within it is that it is still a special relationship, yet it is very useful to the Holy Spirit, who has a special function here. And for me, my special function, which I'm realizing that the Spirit has put it in, is to allow myself to do this work, to understand the inclusiveness. The organization that I'm involved with, sports-wise, this big organization called NAGA, where oversees all our different softball organizations. I was asked to be the chair of their diversity and equity inclusion committee, because they realized that, yes, we have this big softball, World Series and all the people coming around, but it's not inclusive of everyone. And so my responsibility is to be able to bring that forward for all of us to really look at that in the way it's supposed to be looked at. And it's also that I'm realizing part of it is to also bring that to my spiritual community as well. As some of you are already aware, I talk about race, a lot in my, talks regarding that aspect of it, but it has to be more than just that. I need to look at to make sure I'm being inclusive in everything that I do as well, and to be very mindful of. So my dream is to ensure that in this world in 2022, that I do my part and catch myself to make sure that my dream is that in this world that we are inclusive in every aspect of our lives, and not to allow our fears to get in our way, or not to allow those voices that comes in and say, I don't have to worry about that. That's okay. That's their issue. And to listen to those individuals that may bring things to us to pay attention to, and to understand where they are coming from. It will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fair and not happiness. Let him fulfill the function that he gave to your relationship by accepting it for you. And nothing will be wanting that would make of it what we would have it be. Dr. King has done an amazing job to set the stage for us during a time period where we needed it. He's inspired me to do my part, to allow myself to step outside of my own comfort zone, to have my dream and my purpose. Each and every one of us here have our own dream and purpose. The thing is, just allow yourself, with the guidance of Spirit, to be able to move forward with it. I have a dream that one day we will live in a world of inclusiveness. I have a dream that one day we will live in a world of forgiveness. I have a dream that one day we will live in a world of oneness. I have a dream that we will live in a world of love. And that's my talk.
Flower is a beautiful thing. It grows to the quiver of a fife that sings. I can take it with the wave of my hand and place it upon my music stand. Such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful